Wild one on a Sunday night. Up 27-6 at half. The Chargers let Cincinnati all the way back into this one to tie it at 27. Inside 2 minutes, Evan McPherson with a chance to go ahead after chasing 3 touchdowns. He misses wide left, his second miss in the fourth quarter. Later, Justin Herbert now looking like we might be headed for overtime, but finds Ladd McConkey not once, but then twice. Now into field goal range. Perhaps Dicker the kicker will have a look. Perhaps not. J.K. Dobbins off the left side. He's touching paint. With 18 seconds remaining, the Chargers back out in front, 34-27. But this was a wild second half, so we weren't done just yet. One last gasp. Gonna be a Hail Mary from Burrow to the goal line. T. Higgins got an angle, but Derwin James playing through the ball and the man. You can put that seatbelt on. Lockdown coverage in a Hail Mary situation, and the Chargers survive a thriller, 34-27. Again, up 21 points at halftime. They let Cincinnati all the way back in, but this one's sort of the season in a nutshell for the Bengals. Whole lot of good. 356 and 3 touchdowns for Burrow. Chase, 75, 2 house calls. Higgins, that is, 148 and a receiving touchdown. But add it all up, and in the end, still not enough. They fall to 4-7, and the chances at a playoff spot now almost completely gone. Joe Musso alongside Bryant McFadden, pleased to be with you here on a Sunday night. Mac, this was a lot of the reasons why we love this game. All the craziness, all the things that you cannot factor in. In the fourth quarter, tell me what you saw from both of these teams, because it was a Chargers team that looked like they had this thing squarely in their grasp. And then it's a Bengals team that looked like they were going to take it all the way, and then they flipped roles once again inside 2 minutes.
Well, both teams were sloppy in terms of giving opportunities to the opposing team. Let's start with the Chargers. They had a hold on this ball game in a half. But what changed in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals was Cincinnati offensively. Joe Burrow woke up. They singled up Jamar Chase in very, very vulnerable moments. They cashed in on those said opportunities. And then the defense making plays, forcing turnovers, giving their offense led by Joe Burrow extra possessions. But Cincinnati did what Cincinnati has done the entire season. Missed opportunities that led to them being in a position to lose this ball game. Mm-hmm. They have to find a way to finish games. They have not, because in the half of play, they were sleeping at the wheel. They woke up, but then makeable field goals. You got to find a way to make them. I understand. Long field goals, 40-yarder, 50-yarder, whatever the case may be, when you're in the position that the Cincinnati Bengals were currently in, you have no room for error. You have to make the routine plays happen routinely. That has been their issue the entire season. Hint why they're sitting at 4-7.
It was a 48-yard field goal and a 51-yard field goal, back-to-back drives for Evan McPherson, who made so many kicks that got them to a Super Bowl in that very building. And shaky in the winning moment of this football game, not just a game on the line, but very much a season on the line for Cincinnati as well. Some numbers bouncing around a 10% chance to still make the playoffs, Cincinnati. I don't know that I see it. They're now 2-5 when scoring 25 or more points in a season, or in a game, Mac. Let's offer a thought here on the Chargers, because for one failure, there is success on this side, and the turnaround has been something to behold. I'm not sure I've seen this Justin Herbert in this meaningful of a moment. I know he had his rookie season, the sophomore season, the numbers, the throws, they were gaudy, and then sort of comes back down to life, had some injury issues, but he was sharp in the first half of this game, and then big-time throws coming down the stretch as well.
You know what? I think when you look at how the Chargers, they've been utilizing Justin Herbert and their success on the offensive side, it kind of made you forget that Justin Herbert is very, very talented throwing the football.
Amongst the best in the world.
Yes, because they have established balance, which led to the running game being more of a priority. But over the last few weeks, especially in tonight's matchup, they've been focusing throwing the football, being more aggressive and taking shots. You look at how the Chargers started this ball game. The first 2 quarters, it was all about Justin Herbert throwing the football. I mean, he had over 14 attempts or so in a half of play. That was aggressive compared to what we've seen from this team in terms of running the football, slowing the offense down. No, they were utilizing tempo to a degree in terms of how they were attacking the secondary for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then also, too, a thing I love for not San Diego, but Los Angeles moving forward, getting Justin involved in the running game as a +1.
Yeah.
Because he's athletic. Remember, he led this team in rushing for the majority of the ball game. When
65 yards on 5 totes.
He led them because J.K. had the long run, but J.K. finished with over a 50. Justin can run the football.
Yeah.
So when he's doing that along with throwing the football like he did today to Johnston and to Ladd McConkey, it provides another element for opposing defenses to monitor and try to slow down.
Nothing's locked in, but that's looking like a playoff team. On the other side, not so much. Do you hold out hope for Cincinnati after what we just saw from the kick game?
I know they said, mathematically speaking, they still have a 10% chance to get in.
You better get to work.
I don't trust that.
Yeah.
I don't, because, yes, the AFC is not as deep as the NFC, but they're so far behind. And coming into tonight's matchup, you know, they knew where they were placed, and they got off to a slow start.
The urgency, again, not there.
Yeah, but then when you pick up, it's like you're fighting from behind. You cannot fight from behind against good teams like the Chargers on the road.
The story of the game and the story of the season for the Cincinnati Bengals, who dig that early hole on the year, on the game, and this game could be the year. As you take a look at Cincinnati, most losses with 25 or more points within the first 11 games. 5 times in 11 tries, they've scored 25 plus, been unable to walk away a winner. Offensively explosive, but can't find the win column.